Members of the Board of Trustees, please respond present when you hear your name. Chairperson William C. Thompson Jr.
Present.
Vice Chair Sandra Wilkin. I saw you, Sandra. Are you?
I'm looking at her.
Yep.
She's there.
Okay, she's muted, so we'll mark her present. Trustee Michael Arvanites is absent and excused. It is election day for him.
Bit of a busy day.
Trustee Henry Berger.
Here.
Trustee Una Clark. Not yet. Trustee Lorraine Cortez Vasquez is absent and excused.
No, she's there.
Oh, you
I'm
came?
looking at
Oh,
her.
we heard you were not coming. We're glad to see you. Thank you.
Because I thought it was in person.
Ah, very good. Awesome. Great to see you, Lorraine. Trustee Fernando Ferrer.
Here.
Trustee Kevin Kim.
Present.
Trustee Myra Linares Garcia. Absent and excused, we were advised. Trustee Mojica. Okay. Trustee Brian Obergefell, absent and excused. Trustee Jill O'Donnell Tormey.
Present.
Great. Trustee Armenia Palacio, absent and excused. Trustee Ken Sunshine.
Here.
Trustee Angelo Vivolo.
Present.
Great. Trustee John Verzani.
Present.
And Trustee Salamato Dumbuya.
Present.
Great. So you have a quorum, Bill.
Right, excellent. This public special meeting of the City University of New York's Board of Trustees is now called to order.
Pursuant to the New York State Legislature's recent extension of the suspension of required in-person meetings under the Open Meetings Law, this meeting is being held remotely via video conference with access to the public session available on the CUNY Board of Trustees website. A copy of the calendar/agenda of items is also available online at the CUNY Board of Trustees website. Additional items may be added during the meeting, and as a reminder, please mute so we can ensure that everyone can hear. I will now take a roll call attendance from members of the Chancellery. Members of the Chancellery, please respond present when you hear your name. Chancellor Felix Matos Rodriguez.
Present, happy to be here.
How are you? General Counsel and Senior Vice Chancellor for Legal Affairs, Derek Davis.
Present. Good morning.
Executive Vice Chancellor and University Provost, Wendy Hensel.
Present.
Executive Vice Chancellor and Chief Operating Officer, Hector Batista.
Presente.
Senior Vice Chancellor for Institutional Affairs, Strategic Advancement, and Special Counsel, Glenda Grace.
Present. Good morning.
Interim Vice Chancellor and Chief Financial Officer, Christina Chiappa.
Present.
Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Denise Maybank.
Present.
Vice Chancellor and University Chief Information Officer, Zeb Formoso. Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Present. Thank you.
Vice Chancellor for Communications and Marketing, Maite Unco.
Present.
Executive Directors of Strategic Sourcing and Chief Procurement Officer, Martin Sturla.
Present.
And the University Executive Budget Director, Catherine Abada.
Present.
That's it, Bill.
Okay, let's now turn to the items requiring a vote today. Given that board members are participating remotely and we cannot see everyone on the screen at the same time, I'll read the resolutions and ask for members to respond only if you abstain or oppose an item. Otherwise, your vote will be recorded as a yes vote. If you're voting no or abstaining, please state your name and vote. Additionally, if you wish to second an item or have any questions, please state your name first for the record. And let's try to avoid kind of drowning each other out. For clarity and coordination, I'll ask the secretary to read all the items first. Gail?
Item number 1 is a resolution to appoint Kimberly Siegenthaler as Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Strategy and Operations at the City University of New York. Dr. Siegenthaler's many years of experience as a systems leader and strategist would be an indispensable asset for the City University of New York as it endeavors to rebuild and provide its students with the highest caliber of education in the post-COVID-19 climate. Dr. Siegenthaler's work aligns seamlessly with the university's mission and will position her well to support and sustain strong performance and innovation. Moreover, Dr. Siegenthaler will be an invaluable member of CUNY's leadership team, providing oversight, leadership direction, and accountability to high-stakes university initiatives. The Chancellor strongly recommends this appointment with a waiver of the search requirements at a salary of $240,000 and a start date of August 1st, 2022. And I will note that we have been joined by Trustee Mojica for the voting record. Hi, Trustee Mojica.
May I have a second? Would like to move this item. May I have a second for this?
Second, Berger.
Discussion on this item, Chancellor? Any comments?
I'll actually be speaking on this one. I just want to say that Dr. Siegenthaler worked with me at Georgia State in building Georgia State Online. And in the span of a year, we were able to increase the number of programs by 47%. So that gives you some notion of her standing. She's a national expert and highly recommend her appointment.
All right, excellent.
And
Any questions?
Delighted of the expertise that she brings to the OAA team. Wendy mentioned the work on the online, but vast experience too in many of the particularly sort of how to use technology to enhance a number of the things that we do. And I think that's something that we've talked in the board to do. We're never going to be able to have enough people power to deal with many self-touches with our students. So I think that expertise combined with Wendy's leadership and the one that we have here is going to be really invaluable moving forward.
Excellent. Henry, did I see you had a question?
Just answered my questions. Thank
Okay.
you.
Any other questions or discussion? Okay, we'll now vote. Please only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. That item's approved.
Item number 2 is a resolution to authorize a contract with D2L Corporation to provide a learning management solution. The university has identified quality online learning as a foundational strategy upon which it can broaden its scale, maximize its impact, and assist adult learners in historically underserved populations of New York City to realize their full potential. To facilitate this, the university is seeking a 21st century digital learning environment that will meet the teaching, learning, and reporting needs of the university, provide flexibility across all modes of instruction, protect data security, personal privacy, and intellectual property, accommodate the university's size and scale, minimize downtime, afford accessibility to all students, provide two-way integration and/or interoperability, and provide ease of use for students and faculty. In anticipation of the expiration of the university's existing contract for an LMS or learning management system, the university issued an RFP to engage an LMS vendor that can meet the current and future needs of the university's 25 institutions and can accommodate degree-seeking students in credit-bearing courses, as well as adult and continuing education students in non-credit courses and training programs in furtherance of its strategic objectives. As part of the RFP process, an evaluation committee was established, and such committees selected D2L Corporation as the most responsive vendor to enter into a contract to provide the services required under the RFP. The university is requesting that the Board of Trustees authorize a contract with D2L Corporation to provide an LMS learning management system, permitting the university to make expenditures and purchases under said contract not to exceed $11,608,041.39 for an initial 5-year term, and a not to exceed amount of $14,273,787.78 for an additional 5-year renewal option to be exercised at the sole discretion of the university for a total not to exceed amount for the 10-year period of $25,881,829.17.
I'd like to move this item. May I have a second?
Second, Berger.
Discussion on the item. Questions? Any questions?
I'd just like to make a comment.
Sure.
I hope we can put out some news on this fairly quickly to the faculty. I'm already fielding questions because D2L announced this, I believe, yesterday. I know it's going to impact a lot of faculty over the next year, and so it's better to get on top of that fast. Just a suggestion. Thank you.
Chancellor, you and your team heard that it's
Yeah, I mean, well,
important.
they shouldn't have.
I was
So
going to say
we'll
someone needs
make
to
a note
speak
of
to him
that.
since it hasn't been approved.
Yes,
And
so I don't
I'm
know.
sure
I
they'd
don't
be
know.
surprised. Okay.
Yep. So we'll double check with their communications team because that was clearly not part of the script. They knew that, and part of the reason why we wanted to have this board meeting is precisely to, get the green light so that we can stay on schedule and do that. But there's a time period before this happens. It's not going to happen tomorrow, right? To sort of go back to the faculty concerns, we have to then communicate what that timetable is going to be like.
Thank you. Yeah, I know it's tricky. It's a bad time to announce anything because it's the start of the semester, but people are already asking me questions, so I'd just point that out.
Thank you for that.
Any other comments or questions? All right, we'll now vote. Please only respond if you like to abstain or oppose. That item is approved.
Okay, item 3 is a resolution to adopt the policy on student athlete attestation of serious misconduct, otherwise known as the student athlete attestation policy, relating to the certification of student athletes and their eligibility to participate in intercollegiate athletics. Adoption of the student athlete attestation policy is necessary for the university to remain in compliance with the mandates set forth by the NCAA in the NCAA campus sexual violence policy. The university is ardently dedicated to the NCAA's stated commitment of promoting and developing its core values of academics, well-being, and fairness. As such, and in furtherance of this shared goal, the university will apply the student athlete attestation policy to all student athletes that participate in intercollegiate athletics at the university, not just those participating in NCAA athletics. The student athlete attestation policy requires that covered student athletes attest annually to prior discipline or convictions for serious misconduct as defined in the policy. That is the attestation. The policy also requires that the university take reasonable steps to confirm the information provided by student athletes in their attestation and take appropriate action thereafter. The university requests that the Board of Trustees adopt the student athlete attestation policy entitled Policy on Student Athlete Attestation of Serious Misconduct, and that the policy be added and incorporated to the University Manual of General Policy as Policy 7.143, effective immediately.
I'd like to move this item. May I have a second?
Second, O'Donnell Tormey.
All right. One quick question before there are any other questions. It is the university takes responsibility that we have to take reasonable steps to confirm the information. How do we go about that? Just quickly and
Sure. The committee that is charged with the implementation of the policy thank you, Chair, for the question. They're not going to do a very detailed investigation, but they can reference or call the prior institution where the student was enrolled or received their education. To the extent that it does not violate FERPA and that information can be shared, they can get that information. If it's a public criminal record, then we can obviously access that record, but it's not a prolonged investigation.
okay. Any other questions? Questions or discussion? Okay, we'll now vote. Please only respond if you'd like to abstain or oppose. That item's approved.
Okay, item number 4 is a resolution to authorize the FY 2023 university operating allocations for the university's system office. On June 27th, 2022, the Board of Trustees approved the FY 2023 capital budget allocations and the FY 2023 operating allocations, except for the annual operating allocations for the university's system office. The university is now requesting that the Board of Trustees approve the appropriated operating budget allocations for the university's system office as set forth in the FY 2023 City University of New York System Office Allocation Document for the fiscal year 2023, beginning July 1, 2022, in a total amount of $121.8 million. The The university, as part of the quarterly reports, it is required to submit to the Board of Trustees Committee on Fiscal Affairs regarding all college system administration and shared services budgets, expenditures, collections, and projections will include the university system office details. This action provides the university's system office with a full annual budget in accordance with its divisional structure.
Okay, I'd like to move this item. May I have a second?
Career seconds.
See, you're happy about that.
I'm happy
All
about
right.
everything.
Let me just thank, as some of the ongoing conversations, let me thank the COO, Hector Batista, and the Chancellor for some earlier discussions pertaining to this and conversations that will continue going forward. So let me thank them for their cooperation on this. Any questions or discussion on this item? All right, we'll now vote. Please only respond if you like to abstain or oppose. That item's approved. I think that's it. There being no further business. Am I correct, Gail?
That's, sorry? Yeah, no, we have no more items.
Can we just wish happy birthday to Trustee Mojica?
Is this a day or two late, but happy birthday, Trustee Mojica. And last but not least,
Vote on
before,
that?
all of those in favor. Happy birthday, Robert. And last but not least, to our our media star, Kevin Kim, Commissioner. Nice piece yesterday on Channel 2. So it's you look good on TV.
Thank you.
Any other comments, anybody? All right, motion to
Yeah, I have
adjourn.
a comment.
Yes.
I think you all know the semester is about to start on August 25th. So if the board could just wish a welcome back to the students as they start the new semester, that would be amazing.
Tell you what, it is,
Thank
while
you.
it's not an official resolution, as we welcome our students back for another successful semester. And motion, I know all of those in favor of welcoming everybody back. I'm sure that's an aye and a unanimous vote. So welcome back, and to our student member, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for mentioning that. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Excellent. Anything else? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.